Good morning, everyone. The special meeting of the Bellflower City Council is called to order on Thursday, December 11, 2025 at 10:03 a.m. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Denton,
Here.
Councilmember Coops,
Here.
Councilmember Morse,
Here.
Mayor Pro Tem Sanchez,
Here.
Mayor Santinas.
Here. Today, we're going to be discussing the renewal of the cannabis permits. As far as public comments, there are no public comments today other than those who are going to be testifying on these agenda items only. So if you have intention, however slightly the chance of you testifying, please rise so that the city clerk will administer your oath. Okay? Even a hint of testifying,
It doesn't hurt.
just in case. All right, city clerk, go ahead.
Do you solemnly state under penalty of perjury that the testimony you are about to give in the matter pending before this city council shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. So what we'd like to do this time is we have a brief staff report to begin with. Mr. Lee?
Good morning, Mayor and members of the City Council. I have one presentation for all the cannabis operators in the city,
Okay.
and I'm ready to go whenever you're all
Okay,
ready.
so we're ready. So we're gonna take it one at a time. So if you want to testify on each item, come up as its permittee is gonna be discussed by the council. So a special request today, we're gonna start with Catalyst Bellflower LLC, Catalyst Distro LLC, and Catalyst Distro A LLC.
Honorable
All right,
Mayor,
take it away.
Honorable Mayor, members of the City Council, before I begin, I just want to mention a few things. As you all read the staff report and the attachments, one of the things that you would have noticed is on page 3, there's a typo that mentions that one of the cannabis operators had their last renewal in 2023. It should be December 12, 2024. On your packet, page number 13, it also mentions that Catalyst's retail dispensary license is through June 22nd, 2025. That was an error as well. It's good through 2026, and so I'm sure you all caught that. They are in good standing with the state and with the city as well. Another item that I do want to mention is that we had a cannabis study session approximately 3 or 4 weeks ago. None of the items discussed in that study session is going to be mentioned in this renewal process. It'll be the same as it has been historically. So with that said, as you all know, all cannabis business permits are set to expire in the city of Bellflower at the end of this year. The city accepted renewal applications in October, and the applications were reviewed and summarized in your staff report and the attachments you received. Here are the renewal applications and uses. We currently have 3 dispensaries in town, 3 distributors, and 2 cultivators. I'll skip forward to Catalyst portion. Catalyst had issued CBPs for 1 dispensary use and 2 distribution uses. Catalyst commenced their dispensary operations in 2019 and their distribution operations in 2020. The permittee submitted a timely and complete renewal application along with all applicable review fees. The permittee has a valid and active license with the state and has no code enforcement cases with the city at this time. The permittee is also current with their tax liabilities to the city. And one of the things I do want to mention is that's just speaking for as of right now. The city is going through a tax audit process, and so certain liabilities may come up as we proceed in the next couple of days. As for the calls for services, there were several false alarms with burglary alarms and a call for suspicious vehicles on the security footage. And there was a call for an individual hitting an employee and stealing their cell phone on this site. But as for Catalyst, staff's recommendation this morning is to consider approving the renewal for CBP for Catalyst Bellflower LLC for their dispensary use. Consider approving renewal of a CBP for Catalyst Distro LLC and Distro A LLC for the distribution uses. We can do this one at a time, or I can go through all the presentations and we can do it all in one sweep. It's up to the council.
We'll do it one at a time.
Okay.
All right, any question from the council on Catalyst?
No.
I have Mr. Lee, can you just clarify where the cell phone was stolen? Did it happen inside the store or the parking lot? Where did it happen?
I think the applicant may be able to answer that a
Okay.
little bit in more
All right.
detail. But as for the calls for services details we received, it didn't specify whether the exact location of that.
Okay. So may we call on Catalyst representative? Good morning, Mr. Lewis. If you can just sign in.
I wish I had information for you on the cell phone,
I'm
alleged
just kind
cell
of
phone
curious with
robbery.
te-
I do. It didn't get elevated to my desk. So from time to time, but customers will lose stuff and/or put something down, and somebody else will grab it. But I don't know. I could get the information for you. I'm sure we know, especially if there was a report. I'm sure
Oh, I see. Okay.
compliance or somebody knows.
Yeah, regarding the other security item, suspicious vehicle in the parking lot and turned out to be a security guard. I'm kind of curious who's monitoring the security camera,
Yeah, I mean,
and they didn't recognize its security guard.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, it wouldn't have been us that called. It's possible. So we have what's called a night watch. So in fact, I can pull them up right now. All 33 of
Oh, I
the
see.
stores. Night watch is like a overnight that reviews all 33 at once. It's supposed to have AI technology. So maybe the security did a shift change, which they normally don't. So they could have. And then their job. So if there is a break-in, is to be able to interface with law enforcement and also make sure that it's not a false alarm. So without Net Watch, the issue is, I mean, it's just good to have, but if 80% of the alarms that go off are false alarms, but they'll be able to access our cameras, see inside the store, outside the store, and let law enforcement know, like, hey, that was a false alarm or something's going on. So maybe they got a little overzealous with the car coming in and out. Sounds
Okay,
like.
okay. Well, I'm asking this question because you took the time to come here, so at
Yeah,
least
yeah, of course,
get a
yeah.
chance to an opportunity to be up in the face of the public. So,
Yeah.
good. All right, thank you.
Yeah. Again, I wish I had an answer on the cell phone, but I'll track down the answer and give it to you guys. There's 1,000 or so people in and out of there a day, so I'm not so shocked that someone might have put something down and
It's
somebody
very
grabbed it.
minor.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay, very good.
All right,
Thank you so much. All right, what I'd like to do is grant the permittee renewals one at a time. So if there's a motion to
The permittee or like this one for all three?
For all three.
At one time.
one time,
Yeah.
if there's no
That sounds
if there's
efficient.
no objection,
Yeah.
okay. So all the because they have four. Actually, they have 4 permits, right?
You want
Three.
to,
Oh, 3.
They have 3.
Retail, distribution, and distribution too.
would you like a motion?
So please.
Like to make a motion to approve staff's recommendation or not, it's for approval of all 3 of the permits.
Motion by Mayor Emeritus Dundon, and Councilmember Coops.
Finally found something to pick on me with.
To move on the staff recommendation. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Denton.
Aye.
Councilmember Coops.
Aye.
Councilmember Morse.
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Sanchez.
Aye.
Mayor Santinez.
Aye. Okay. You get another year. Congratulations. All right. Next one is Medicine Woman LLC, Medicine Woman Group LLC.
All right, the next one, Medicine Woman Group LLC. They have one issued cannabis business permit and has operated dispensary in the city since 2019. The permittee submitted a timely and complete application along with the review fee. The permittee has a valid and active license with the state, and they have no code enforcement case with the city at this time, and they are current on their cannabis tax liabilities to the city. There was one call of service for this year for this location for loud music, but the caller hung up the call before the deputies were arrived on site. And so for Medicine Woman Group LLC, given that information, it would be to consider approving renewal of the CBP for Medicine Woman Group LLC for a dispensary use.
All right. Very good. Do we have the representative from Medicine Woman? Please come up here. We only see you once a year, so.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Good morning. If you can just sign in, please. So if you can just state your name so that the clerk can identify who you are.
I'm Brandon, General Manager.
I'm Ian Delore. I'm the outside CPA firm.
Okay.
Ian Collins, one of the owners.
David Lemmy, one of the corporate admin managers.
Okay. Any question of this gentleman?
No questions.
Are there any owners here? You're the guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Glad you're here.
Councilmember, any question?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. All right. Mr. Lee, you're done with the report, right?
Yes.
Okay. I have a question for you. I want to make sure I ask each one a question. Of all the permittees, you're the only one who's projecting a downward sales projection for the next 3 years. It's insignificant. Let me put it that way. It's very insignificant, but I'm curious, what's your basis for that?
I would say part of it's like Artesia opening up right next door, opening 4 shops like miles down the road. We're also like on a really hard street.
Can you move closer to the microphone?
We're also in like a unique location where we're not on like the main street. And we're seeing that, some of the places that are on the main street have a little better chance. But the biggest thing with like Artesia opening with their taxes being different, everything's like $1 cheaper at their stores. So to to like a lot of our customers, that's like a big deal every week.
Oh, I
Same
see.
with, same with
Okay.
Long Beach. Long Beach is a very close competitor.
Can you move closer to the?
Long Beach is another one that's very close to us, a very close competitor with us. It's only a couple blocks away, and their tax rates are a little lower too. So they're saving a couple bucks just by going down the street. So we're finding a lot of our customers that we have still are regulars have been with us the whole time, but we're not generating any new leads or new customers because our price is a little bit higher when we're advertising than right down the street.
I see. I see.
I represent about 400 cannabis entities, whether it be retails or distributions or cultivations throughout the state of California. And this client in particular has suffered from continually high sales and excise tax, being that we're in a high sales tax municipality here. I attended a study session at the city of Maywood about 3 weeks ago and made the same appeal. The result of this appeal to the high sales tax was a ultimate reduction in the city sales tax, which then incentivizes more customers to come to the city of Bellflower as opposed to surrounding areas, particularly with Long Beach issuing a lot of licenses at very low cost with high frequency. And then the equity fee waiver for social equity allows for lower out-the-door costs for customers. So when the city imposes a slightly higher sales tax, it makes it difficult for my client and several other clients in the city of Los Angeles and a few other municipalities with higher local sales taxes to thrive and survive. They've got minimum wage requirements. They've got a lot of inventory requirements. They have compliance requirements, and then as Damien had mentioned, there's a location issue. There's only so much that they can do. But aside from that, the biggest thing is what is the incentive for the customer to come and spend money at this location as opposed to a few blocks down or even down in Long Beach, which is 2 blocks from my client's location, where out-the-door cost for the same exact product would be significantly less. Based on aggregated anonymized sales data that I have reviewed, I've seen that, the average out-the-door sale price for one of their customers is a certain dollar amount. So a few dollars or $1 or something like that would significantly impact one's decision to shop there or somewhere else.
I see. But would you say that the biggest factor is the opening of the dispensaries in Artesia?
I would say there's a number of factors, particularly within the city of Bellflower. I would like to emphasize the focus on this is a business that has been established for a long time here, has been compliant for a very long time here, and works very hard to remain an important part of the city's, beautiful infrastructure. If there's too much competition, that's also going to dwindle their ability to survive. I know that this entity pays the city a lot in taxes, and would like to pay you more. There's an opportunity and an incentive if there was ever an exploration into lower sales tax, as other municipalities in this area are doing. a lower percentage could yield higher dollars to the city. So I'm acting in the best interest of my client and this municipality. I see an incentive there, and the city of Maywood, within a matter of weeks, has seen millions of dollars more in projected revenue because of that, and they've limited their licensees, to a certain amount, given that we would like, fair competition amongst all the other entities that operate.
So you're aware that we had a study session to address these issues, and
Yes.
it was alluded to by Mr. Lee.
Yes.
Were you here for the study session?
I was not, I read up
Oh, I
on
see,
it, but
okay.
I
All
do
right.
like the idea of, reconsideration and continuing the conversation. I think there's more to it, and unfortunately, I was not engaged at the time, but now I'm happy to talk at any time.
All right, very good. Do you have any questions of us, to be fair to you? Any questions? Okay.
I got a question.
Okay.
On, that was where I was gonna go about the study session, because I believe that all the cannabis people were invited, and we only had one dispensary or two show up. And we talked about it. We also talked about the state. So it's not just the city's taxing. The state's the big gorilla in the room.
100%.
So they're the big, and we do know that they paused. I think it's a pause is the word. Their last rate increase, right? Actually, okay, it was paused. Okay, now it's reversed. Okay, I'm just getting caught up. Well, that's good. And then the other side of the coin is the state of California is not enforcing the illegal cannabis.
Correct.
It's not. We're just a piece of the puzzle. So, so I get what you're saying, and we've talked about it to an extent at the study session, and then staff's doing some homework. We got something. We're studying it still.
Multiple errors.
Yeah, we're studying the situation, but don't lay it on just the individual cities. There's other issues too.
It's just that we're here in
But
front
I
of
get
you.
you're struggling. You're off the beaten path. I totally personally understand what you're going through with the others, with Artesia, Long Beach around the corner or whatever. But that's something that we are working on and to be decided. So there's something in the pipes on that. I think that's pretty much I had.
All right.
Just want to
Mayor
clarify.
Pro Tem Sanchez?
Thank you, Mayor. I don't have a question, but I do have a comment. I did drive by the site. I want to thank you. Continue to maintain that residential area there. It's important for the residents there. So just keep on doing that. Keep on making sure that there's no loitering happening there. So just thank you from that perspective. I haven't received any complaints from the residents in that neighborhood. So just want to
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the main person that was against us for so many years is gone now, so we don't have that problem anymore. But we have the same thing too with Catalyst with the Net Watch. It's a virtual perimeter. So if anybody drives on property or comes in the middle of the night, it's watched 24 hours. So they trigger an alarm or like a speaker. So that's probably what their problem is too, is that a car drives in the parking lot, it turns on and lets them know to leave. But yeah, we do that for safety, but also, the public, we interact with them as much as possible. We're really good friends with most of our neighbors now, so.
Happy neighbors.
Yeah.
Okay, very good. Any other questions?
No.
All right.
I have a question.
Councilmember Coops.
You answered the question. I know you had someone in the trailer park there that was not one of your favorite fans.
Yeah.
Cat lady, yeah. That's,
On a first name basis, huh? Wow.
Yeah, she actually moved.
And didn't you guys even build a playground or something in one of those places?
Well, what we did was because she had a bunch of cats, so we actually took care of them because they're just kind of roaming, and then got in trouble for that, and then just any little thing that she could put her thumb on, she would press the buttons, But she moved, and actually the whole trailer's gone. So we haven't
She's
heard
definitely
very
gone at the trailer.
much- we haven't heard very much since then. So
I'm picturing her in the trailer as it moved out, So would it be safe to say, based on your past performance and where you're at now, you've had a significant erosion in your profitability?
Yes.
yeah, a little bit. I mean, the thing is that every year we project going up, and the results are we're going down slightly every year. So we didn't want to falsify anything or blow it out of proportion. We want to be real.
But as you go forward and you see this erosion, do you take other measures like reduce your staffing or?
We've reduced our staff in half. We actually spent more money this year on digital advertising and marketing with weed maps and other things like that to try and boost sales. We did see a little bit of increase from that, but not enough to make sense in putting it in the report. It's very tough, like he said, being in the neighborhood back on a street with no foot traffic. It's hard.
And I want to thank you for not having got the sign spinner down there by Norm's anymore, which we're catching flack on from certain individuals. But you've maintained that.
Yeah, we're trying. We're trying. I mean, it's like our only
We'll know
source.
if it's back because we got
It's like our only source of, but it is what it is.
Some
so-
people complain.
Yeah. No, but I appreciate what you're saying. And as the mayor indicated, we're investigating what we can do to try to help you and us to try to increase the profitability and get you back on track again.
That'd be great.
That's all I have.
All right, thank you.
Thank you guys.
All right, thank you. All right, what's your pleasure?
I make a motion to recommend to consider approval for approving the renewal for Medicine Woman.
I'll second that one too.
Motion by Councilmember Danton and seconded by Councilmember Coops to accept staff recommendation. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Dutton,
Aye.
Councilmember Coops,
Aye.
Councilmember Morse,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Sanchez,
Aye.
Mayor Santenaz.
Aye. All right, congratulations. Another year. All right, Hemi, come on in.
The dais and answer the security question.
Yes, please.
Let me sign in first.
Don't give us bad news. You may change our mind.
I'm going to give you great news.
Yeah,
actually.
the mayor would like to revoke it this time.
Well, actually, there's going to be a good news, bad news element to this. So the good news part, the security incident related to the cell phone stemmed from a prospective customer intended to shop at the store, had left her kids in the car, and then our security guard informed the prospective customer that she couldn't leave her kids in the car, and that made her very upset. And he was recording it, and then she slapped the cell phone out of his hand. That was and then he called the police and filed the police report, and that was it. So it happened in the parking lot. Our security guard was on it. The customer wasn't happy. Our security guard was on it. She let him know, and then it resulted in the police
You
report.
need higher quality
wow.
patrons.
Yeah.
Well, at least
We
your
love
secu-
all of our customers. I want to be very clear
your
about
security
that.
guard's doing his job. That's good.
Yes.
I want to know, did she still make a purchase?
No. So actually, that's why we didn't have her information, because she never got in the store. And our team's really responsive, so they sent me the whole. We have an incident report on it.
Was it a
internal
summer
incident
day?
report. Yeah. One thing I wanted to add on the price compression and everything and the illegal enforcement. So we're the illegal cannabis dispensaries that are crushing this market, and really the entire LA County market. Is what is happening is unincorporated county, the county and the sheriffs are unable, or whatever it is. I don't want to speculate.
Or
what's
unwilling.
They're unable.
Or
They're
unwilling.
unable to
Or
do a lot of
unwilling.
things. Just
Don't
saying.
want to open that can of worms. But in any case, what illegal cannabis dispensaries do is they intentionally park in the unincorporated county areas, and that's where they operate from. I'll give you an illustration. Between El Monte and South El Monte, there's a tiny, tiny unincorporated area pocket. It's so small. If you go to like the big pink and white map for LA County, you won't even see it. You have to zoom in to Supervisor Solis's district, and then you'll see it. And even then, it's still tiny. It's 5 parcels if it's that, and sure as heck, illegal cannabis dispensaries park there.
Oh, wow.
So what I will add to that is particularly impactful on this market is unincorporated Whittier is essentially the mecca of illegal cannabis dispensaries. It's incredible. I'm working on tracking them and everything. There's an illegal cannabis dispensary in unincorporated Whittier.
That's a big area.
It's huge, and there's
industrial.
a bunch. They just pile up on like
Industrial.
Leffingham or
Yeah.
whatever the names of the streets are. They're piled up. It's like there's like 5 or
Really?
6 on a single street. We've been tracking one on Google, and they have Google listings too. So like, forget the weed maps. Like back in the day, you're like, oh, they're on weed maps. Yeah, weed maps is great. Don't get me wrong, it's fine. That's where we get a lot of customers. The action's really on Google, and these illegal cannabis dispensaries have listings on Google, and some have been operating for so long. One that I'm looking at has over 6,000 Google reviews from customers. Put that in context. Like, we have a dispensary been open like 4 years. It's our highest performing sales dispensary, so it's seeing a lot of customers. It has 4,000 reviews. So like, to get to 6,000, it means you've probably been there for like 5 years. And in fact, I'm tracking it like that. Yesterday it had 6,000, or like the day before yesterday had 6,000. Yesterday it had 6,069. So they're like stacking up like 69 reviews a day or something like that from customers. So if you or something could be done to where the supervisors would actually go shut down the dispensaries down, particularly in unincorporated Whittier, I think that would do a lot of positive benefits to this cannabis market.
Could you
here.
get evidence? I mean, could we facilitate that? Because obviously we just heard it. It's one of our guys, and get it to the supervisor.
Certainly, we can advocate to the supervisors for enforcement of whatever mechanisms they have in place for illegal cannabis operations. I will say on our part, on our end, it's something, the illegal cannabis operations and frankly non-cannabis operations that affect this industry within Bellflower is something we take very seriously. To the extent that even smoke shops that have been selling products that they probably shouldn't be selling and certainly should be taxed under our tax schemes. We have sent letters to remind them of their obligations in that regard, and we have actually tried to at least work with other cities to do the same thing. Now, the reaction we get from that is often a brush off because, play in your own backyard kind of reaction. But it's something we do take seriously on our end. So certainly, if that's something the council wants to do, we can advocate in that regard. I don't have control
It's
on
not
other
fair. I
agencies,
mean,
but
someone's got to be able to push the button.
Well, we can reach out
for
to
the
the
county.
supervisor Sully's
Because
office.
it's a county issue, but they wouldn't want proof just to
Yeah.
send it up to, because the sheriff patrols those areas.
Well, isn't the
At the
sheriff's
county's
academy?
expense.
The sheriff's academy is in that unincorporated area, isn't it? That's what they train.
I don't think so. I think it's there.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think you're right. You're
Yeah,
right, you're
I mean,
right.
it's in
Yeah.
their backyard.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Come to think of it, yes.
It is.
Yeah.
Up by
Okay.
St.
I'll send
Helena.
the city manager
Yeah.
more details, including specific locations that we've been looking at.
They
And,
won't
and
do
we will
nothing.
reach out to supervisor's
Yeah,
office.
and I'll add details like tactics we've used that have been effective.
Yeah.
But
And
We
the
work on it.
6,000 reviews.
it's wild. I mean, it's wild.
No, you don't have
Okay.
to print them, but just the quantity showing.
Yeah, I have one. Again, I'll share
Yeah,
with the
okay.
city
But
manager.
All right.
the county is more apt to listen to a city
Oh,
than
for
it
sure.
is you making a
Oh,
phone
they don't
call.
listen to me, but I tell them. But I'll send the city manager an email once this is all wrapped up. And again, thank you
Because-
for
Okay,
your
good.
permit. And thank you for letting
So
me.
you'll get your, you
'Cause
can
the
keep
end of
your,
the day,
you
it
can
was-
keep your permits.
What's that?
You can keep your permits.
Oh, thank you.
At the end of the day, it's every city in the county of Los Angeles that sell, that has a cannabis ordinance with dispensaries is suffering.
Right,
Not just
exactly.
one city.
I was wondering if we can connect with other cities that have dispensaries.
Mr.
No,
Mayor,
no,
you're
no,
thinking
an
of
informal,
Oh,
very
okay.
informal. Kind of reach out to the city managers and see what we can do collectively.
Yes, we can do
JPIA.
that. We have actually,
I don't like it. No, I don't want to make it formalized. Informal.
yeah, we can do that. We have actually, some of the actions we've taken here in Bellflower, we have worked with some other agencies, I won't name them. But the reaction that we've gotten has been tepid at best.
Really?
Surprisingly.
Wow.
But certainly we'll keep that up.
Yeah. Okay.
Here, just
If
have a
we-
letter signed by all the cannabis
Yeah, if you need
cities.
some
to the
assistance from
supervisors.
us, we can reach out to them too. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Next one is Joint Forces LLC.
All right.
Coming up.
Mayor Santinez, I don't know if you want them standing while I present, but
Yeah.
you're free to stand there.
It's gonna be a short presentation, right?
Oh, very
Yeah.
short. So Joint Forces has 3 issued cannabis business permits in the city of Bellflower, and their dispensary has been operational since October 2020, and their distribution and cultivation since 2021. The permittee submitted a complete and timely application and submitted their review fees on time. Their state license is active and current with the state, and there's no code enforcement cases with the city at this time, and they have no current tax liabilities to the city. There were several false alarms for their burglary alarms, as it was with other of the operators. And there was also a call for a suspicious vehicle at that location as well, but there was no follow-up in the call for services report. But with all that said, the staff's recommendation is to consider approving renewal of 3 CBPs for Joint Forces LLC for dispensary cultivation and distribution uses.
All right. Thank you. I know it's gonna be the shortest report for today. Question for you. How's the baby?
Oh.
She's good. She just turned 3 in November.
Already?
And
Wow.
She's a whole human.
Oh, okay, okay.
You know, she's fully engaged in all of our activities and conversations, whether we like it or not, and it's wonderful.
Awesome. Okay, good.
Great.
Congratulations.
Thank you
Okay.
for asking.
Any question of Jason and
I have
Heather?
a question, but it's just kind of random.
Go ahead.
I've noticed with like Catalyst and you guys, you having more calls this year, it seems, than last year for like false alarms. Are you guys all using the same system on that alarm, that net?
No, I believe we're the only ones that have
We
a
have a
24-hour
24-hour
guard. So we have a physical armed guard there
Okay.
100% of the time. If he sees something suspicious, he may call and just ask, like, hey, there's this car, they've been parked there, they're being weird, you know, can you
Right.
just come drive past so they see your presence? And usually that's enough to
Yeah.
move them along. You know, occasionally we might get somebody bang on a window and run off, but,
Yeah.
you know, the guard is a huge deterrent as far as
Good.
that goes, but sometimes it triggers a
There's
false
the
alarm.
recycling facility off of
Yes.
Woodruff, so we get a lot of
It's a popular
Down
cut
that
through
street.
right
people
there.
coming down
Mhm.
there, and then I think later on at night, they like to come by and
Yeah.
try stuff, and then we tell them, you know, to call even if something,
Yeah.
even if they don't break it
Yeah,
or something.
since
So-
it is a physical human being there, we want him to play it safe and
Absolutely.
radio for assistance if
If
instead
somebody-
of take the chances.
If somebody hops a fence, will alarm go off? And walk in the parking lot?
Our security guard is literally parks his car right behind the gate. And
So
just
he,
sits there.
so he couldn't physically open the gate without
No, but I mean,
moving
the other
the car.
fences, the perimeter fences.
No.
No, but
Because
the guard-
We have the guard there,
Okay.
plus we have
And
with
the-
the retail and cultivation, probably 70 cameras.
And the guard
Oh,
has
wow.
multiple panic buttons that can.
I just wondered about the false alarms. Is why.
I didn't really
No.
have heard of, it's kind of the first.
So it's
No.
very secure, like Fort Knox. Huh?
Yeah, we also only give the alarm code at the retail to the manager and ourselves. So if the guard lets the opening employee in prior to the manager disarming it from their phone, occasionally there's a little couple second alarm alert before John
No,
or I
yeah.
or that manager cancels it from their mobile device that it's a false alarm. So that honestly is probably the majority of our false alarms.
I'm
is
guilty of
just-
that.
I am too. At our church.
The older you get, the worse it gets. Let me tell you.
Yeah. I've done the exact same thing at my church several times.
Yes.
Opened a door that,
Yep.
without forgetting to tell someone, hey, can you
Yeah,
disarm
can
it
you
for me?
deactivate the
That's what
alarm?
it is.
Yeah.
Keypad error. I call
Yes.
it.
All right, very good. Any other question of Jason or Heather?
No.
All right, thank you.
Thank
Hey, any question for us?
I don't think so.
No, I think everybody was up here complaining about whatever.
Yeah, we're working on it. You weren't at the meeting
okay.
either, else you'd have known. But yeah, we're working on it.
We didn't know about that meeting. I would just say, you know, obviously we're the
You were
only-
not notified?
You were not notified?
No, because we would have definitely came. 'cause,
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
everybody-
only one showed up. Yeah.
Everybody's
Yeah,
up here
really.
talking about the retail, so I obviously, being the only grow that I see might get approved, obviously, we could really use some help there. considering,
Okay.
you know,
Yeah, we
I
talked about grow.
You know,
Yeah, everything was talked about. Yeah.
Yeah.
cultivation is.
Yes, exactly, yeah. That's part of the
Great.
discussion.
So
That's the heart of everything. Just remember.
We
that's
appreciate the
heart.
consideration.
There's no grows, there's no dispensaries, there's no manufacturers, there's no retail. So
Yep,
look out for the growers.
absolutely.
It's the toughest one. It's
All right.
The toughest work.
We're listening.
We
Yeah.
appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
All right.
Would it be prudent to send them a copy of the PowerPoint that we had that during the study
I think we
session?
can do that.
Yeah,
right?
we can send
I
them.
mean, at least you'll see the PowerPoint what we talked about.
That'd be
You know,
wonderful.
you'd be interested.
And I'm sure we're gonna have another meeting about
Yeah.
this.
We're gonna come
Yeah.
back again.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, you know, like I said, I mean, we're usually in the grow working, so I don't
Right,
have
okay.
a lot of time to be looking at other things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just so dedicated to that sometimes I hear things, I'm like, when did that happen? Like,
Yeah.
so.
Well, let me assure you, we are listening.
We appreciate it.
All
Thank you
right.
so much for your consideration.
Okay, very good. Thank you. All right.
I'll motion to approve the renewal of all three.
I'll second the motion.
Motion by Councilmember Morse, seconded by Councilmember Coops to approve the three recommendations for Joint Forces LLC. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Dutton,
aye.
Councilmember Coops,
Aye.
Councilmember Morse,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Sanchez.
Aye.
Mayor Santenaz.
Aye. Okay, the last and final one, Dynasty Alliance Grow Inc. Mr. Lee.
All right. Dynasty Alliance Grow has one issued CBP for cultivation use and has been operational in the city since 2020. The permittee did submit a complete renewal application along with the fee. The permittee does have a valid state license. However, the permittee has been in violation of the CUP over the last year due to the insufficient number of parking that is mentioned in the CUP. The permittee is also behind on her cannabis taxes owed to the city as well. Throughout the year, staff has emailed, called, and met with staff or permittee at City Hall and on site of her business to provide step-by-step guidance on how to regain that compliance with the CUP. The response has really been sporadic and scarce, and as of now, she's still out of compliance with her CUP. The city is in receipt of a parking site plan that is, as of right now, does not look like it would meet code. And so the city really has exhausted its resources in trying to get her to regain that compliance, but it's been over a year. So
I should only add, that conversation regarding the noncompliance is the same ongoing conversation beyond just this last year. You might remember last year we had a very similar conversation regarding this applicant. The same issues continue to exist, and we've been trying for over the last 12 months to continue getting her into compliance. So the noncompliance is more than just the last 12 months. It goes beyond that into the previous year as well.
Okay, thank you. Just one quick question about in the staff report, you mentioned that the permit is currently behind on its taxes. How many quarters are they behind?
I believe the latest quarter.
1 quarter.
Just 1 quarter? Okay, all right.
And we should also note that she has requested, the applicant has requested a payment plan for that quarter, which she's entitled to request. She has requested that, and we're working through that.
Okay.
And
Was the payment plan presented to staff?
And regarding that payment plan, we've reached out to the permittee to request substantiation for the hardships that she is facing, and that was requested in sometime in October, and reminded at some points in November, and we have not received that. She has sent us a letter, but no substantiation of the hardships, and so there's nothing really for the city to act on.
Okay, all right. Thank you. Any question of Mr. Lee?
I just make a statement. I don't see the applicant in the room.
Well, before I go there.
Yeah,
Any
okay.
question of Mr. Lee?
Yes, thank you, Mr. Mayor. I do have a question. Rick, if we were to deny the CBP, what would then be the process, if any, to recuperate those additional tax?
You're talking the outstanding taxes?
Outstanding taxes, yeah.
We'd go through a very similar process, but a tax lien process, essentially. Those taxes are still owed up to the point of the operation discontinuing. If the council were to not deny the permit, those operations must cease because it's no longer permitted use. So up until that point, those taxes are still owed to the city, and we would pursue every avenue possible to
And would
recover
that
those
be
taxes.
a lien on the property? What would be the assets that we would put a lien on? Or the individual? How does that work?
So, yes, we would probably launch a civil suit in order to recoup it, and we would, I forget who owns the property in this particular instance. It's difficult to lien the property if the permittee is not also
LLC,
the
yeah.
property owner. So more than likely, we would have to go through them, go after it through a civil litigation process, similar to the unlicensed cannabis businesses that we've gone after in order
Okay,
to recoup
so
our
that's how
costs.
the process would work. Okay, all right, thank you very much.
All right.
Thank
Any
you, Mr.
question of Mr. Lee?
No.
Mr. Lee, we can be assured that she knows the meeting was today.
Yes.
She was notified.
Yes, the agenda is posted on our website. It's out there, and they've received 2 physical certified letters stating that the date and time of this meeting.
And she submitted an application renewal
And
anyway.
she submitted an
It was
application
very clear, the date of the meeting.
and paid for the application.
Okay.
Okay.
She is aware of the meeting.
Okay.
All right, I just didn't want that to be told later, that I didn't know, you know.
Okay, well, at this time, I'd like to invite the permittee, if she's here. Okay? She didn't respond to the call, so. All right, any other question? What's your pleasure?
So let me get this right. So she's not here today. She has failed to pay promptly what is owed on our taxes. She's not complied with our parking requirements.
What's the amount of taxes again? I forget.
Given
Yeah,
that it's
I don't
on
know.
a per
Start
square
from-
footage, I would
Maybe
I
roughly
would-
40?
around $40,000.
40,000. Because the annual tax about 160,
Yeah.
roughly.
I'm just kind of going over the things that I wanted to reassure all of us that we are in lockstep on. And I'd read somewhere where she had actually been asked, she was to come to City Hall and we were going to discuss a payment program 3 different times and she never showed? Or did I just dream that? There was,
We've, frankly, over the last, I'm going to say 14 months, although it's more than that, we have had multiple meetings with her to try to address the parking questions, the outstanding payments, the challenges with her business in general. Sometimes those meetings happen, sometimes they don't, but we have had multiple meetings with her. Of late, Mr. Lee has reached out to her via email multiple times. The responses to those emails are sporadic, as he mentioned.
so it's not unusual for her not to, after you've thought she was going to come to a meeting, she doesn't attend.
Correct.
All right. Anna?
Good morning, honorable mayor, members of the city council. It's roughly $40,800 for 1 quarter, and then the following quarter is coming to an end as well, December 31st. So there's
So
going
it'll
to
be at 80 real quick.
And Mr. Mayor, members of the council, assuming for the sake of this discussion that the council does deny the renewal, my office will send out a cease and desist letter effective January 1st. It will no longer be a licensed facility. All operations must cease, and if anything happens, they will be treated as an unlicensed operator.
Okay, well, my take on this is I think the staff has been very fair to this permittee. It's been over a year since they've been working with her to make sure that she complies with all the requirements. And I think the long and short of this, it's not fair to the other permittees who are trying their best to comply with the CUP with all the requirements of the city. And for this permittee, just basically not to comply with all its requirements, it is not fair. So that's my take on this permittee. I mean, I know it's a lot of money, $160,000 a year is a lot of money, but it boils down to the integrity of the council, because we were charged by our residents to take care of this business, to make sure that it's done properly, and to make an exception, as far as I'm concerned, is I think we made an exception already last year by giving her the permit, although she was not compliant last year. And it's been a year, and it's still, the problem is still there. So that's my take on this permittee.
Mayor?
Yes,
Is there another?
Danton.
Yeah,
He's in my chair.
I know.
I can't remember from last meeting. Are we meeting on the 4th Monday? No, there's no meeting, right?
No.
Yeah, we're
no
done.
meeting. We're done for the rest
We're
of the
done.
year,
Yes,
right?
we're done.
Okay, that's all
We're
I needed to know. Just making sure.
There's no special meeting.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure because
Councilmember Mayor Pro is going to be on vacation.
I'm in Mexico,
He's
so
gonna be on vacation.
you guys can meet without me if you want.
There you go.
I've got a question.
Yes,
So-
Councilmember Coops.
If we deny this permit and she has until January 1st to operate, and then she'll
No,
receive
December 31st.
December 31st, because as the attorney indicated, she'll get a letter that says, you're done, if we vote that way. How do we control her and not continue to be in business? I mean, she's got a customer list there. She's selling 5,000 plants. It's not like we're shutting the business and saying, okay, you're not having any more retail. What would be the mechanics to try to cause it to stop?
Mr. Mayor, members of the council, if you recall, at the beginning of this journey on cannabis permitting, the council changed the building code so that we can have the building official yank the electricity and the water from any illegal operations. So that would occur if we had any information that operations were continuing.
that would take 30 days probably.
No,
No,
that would
be
take
instant?
Same day.
a phone call to
Oh,
the
really?
building official to yank it.
So it's,
Didn't know government worked that fast.
except for this one.
I'm
So-
sorry. That's what I believe.
so
Prove me wrong.
if and when we do not renew within several days after the 1st of January, she will have no more water and no more power. Does that sound right?
If we have evidence that there are illegal operations, because after December 31st, it would be illegal operations, the city has the ability to yank the power and the water from that facility.
How do you prove it?
Do the plants have to be removed from the facility? What?
Right, how do you stop
Yeah, how do
something from
you
growing?
evaluate
Roundup.
stopping?
We would, Mr. Mayor, members of the council, the cease and desist letter will include that it needs to be vacant. No cannabis can be well, actually, you can have 6 plants because that's under state law. Anyone can have 6 plants for their personal use, but anything over 6 will have to be taken out. We would, if necessary, execute an inspection warrant to get on premises and make sure that all the plants were out. The extra cultivation equipment, that's just equipment, so that wouldn't necessarily be taken out, but all the plants would need to be taken out, anything over 6 anyway.
So the process will be similar to the illegal, unpermitted cultivation.
It
Basically,
would be illegal.
But by that time.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay. I just wonder what the mechanics are, since we've never been down this road before.
No, we did,
Well, okay,
in a way, right?
in a way, but
In a way.
this is a little more
Is
unusual.
there, I do have a question. Is there any, I mean, a large facility with a larger number of plants, is she given any kind of leeway to remove all that stuff, other than this 30-day, the end of this month? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot to, I don't know, I've not been in there personally, so I mean, is there a lot in there to take away?
There is certainly, I mean, look, it's a relatively, I'm going to say large, although probably not large in the scheme of cannabis facilities, large facility for Bellflower at least. There's certainly going to be some effort required to do that. I would say whatever leeway is needed to be provided to her, this should not be a surprise to her that this is coming. Even informally in conversations that we've had when we have had meetings, we have told her, hey, if we're not in compliance by the time we sit before the council for a renewal, you understand that we have to disclose that to the council and walk through this process. So this could very well go down this path. So this should not be a surprise. I will note also that even unlicensed cannabis facilities in the city are still subject to our tax requirements. So on the off chance this individual continued to operate unlicensed, she still owes us the taxes for that operations. So even beyond the permitted time, and we will take whatever efforts are necessary to recover that as well. So there is going to be a significant process. Do I expect that she could get out of there within the next few weeks? Probably not. She's going to have to come in and walk us through that
Well,
process.
they can get out in one night, according to a previous encounter there.
Certainly there is a way.
That's true.
And Mr.
So many plants were stolen.
And Mr. Mayor, members of the council, if you recall, there was a large illegal facility that was shut down, I want to say beginning of 2024, which involved the sheriff's department coming in and actually taking all the plants. I think there was 10 or 13,000 plants, whatever it might be. We actually have an outstanding default judgment against that unlicensed facility for the tune of $680,000 or along those lines. We just have to find how to collect. But in any event, it is something that we would do. She would be responsible for the abatement costs associated with removing the plants if she refuses to do it herself. But that's something that the city engine would undertake.
For the unpermitted cultivation, how long did it take us to remove all the plants?
I think the sheriff's department was in there for like 2 days.
2 days? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Any other question?
Nope.
I have
Yes, Councilmember Dunn.
probably an idea. I don't know how this is going to go, but if we were to vote, there's not even a motion on the floor, but I was thinking if there was a motion on the floor to deny, is it feasible to deny? Because technically they're still operating business until the renewal, to deny renewal of the permit unless all monies owed is paid in full. You know what I mean? Made whole.
Well, but how about the other?
By January.
That's
1st.
still to fix the parking.
How about
Yeah,
the other
and that
conditions,
too.
though?
Yeah, and
The
fix
other
that too.
conditions.
Yeah, I mean that's.
At this point, even if the applicant were to submit a compliant parking plan today, I doubt we could We get that
Well,
in
then we're
compliance.
good.
Because
As long as
remember,
we're-
she's got to, in order to be compliant with her conditional use
How
permit,
about this?
she's got to apply for an amendment to the CUP, which would take
How
its own
about-
process.
If we don't even think about renewing the permit until all fees are paid, and then after that, it is, renewal is suspended until parking is established.
So we give her more time again?
Yeah, well, you got a permit that's just idled, we got her money. Now, if she's really gonna do something with the parking, she can't sell any more product or nothing unless you're doing it illegally. She's illegally, we don't renew the permit from January 1st on until she gets parking. And then you have the facility there at idle, and then they've got one more chance. If you're not growing it, maybe you can do, I'm just throwing it out there.
I love your
It's a way for getting us money, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
I love your optimism, but she was given a year.
Yeah.
And she hasn't done anything about it.
And not only that, remember, unlike retail operations, cultivation, she can come and reapply for a permit at any point. There's no limitation on that. We have
And we
open
can
permits
grant her
available.
easily.
okay.
We
So
can
she
grant-
could, even
yeah.
if it was denied tomorrow, she could come back the next day and apply for a cannabis business permit
Okay.
to restart her operations if she wanted to do that. Now, of course, we would still require a compliant CUP be in place and then have the same requirements for a cannabis business
Correct,
permit
yeah.
that we have now. But she has that opportunity if she wants to do it. And we've explained that to her in person in meetings as well. So that if that
So
were
it's
to
not a
take that
big
course,
deal
she
to
could do that.
reopen.
I would say it's not a small deal. Certainly
So I
there are
wouldn't think
costs
so.
associated with that.
So did you have to reapply with the state? You lose your local entity where you're doing it.
I don't know
I
the
think
answer
it's
to
null
that.
and void with the state.
I don't know the answer to that.
Or is it like a liquor license? You have that even though you're out of business.
I do not know the answer from that perspective. I would say,
yeah.
Certainly she's out of compliance with her conditional use permit from our perspective.
I was just throwing some dialogue out there.
Right,
It's,
right,
I
yeah.
don't know what, it's ideas.
Aren't we also under the impression she's delinquent with her Edison bill?
That has been relayed to us by her, but I have no confirmation of that.
Ooh.
I mean, another
Ooh.
thing, something else that needs to
Never
be
catch up,
corrected with. And who
Well-
knows about the water,
Yeah.
And with the saddest thing, she's not even here today. So
No, she can't defend herself if she's not here.
it's kind of sad to do that, All right, any other questions?
I'll make a motion to deny this Dynasty Alliance grow.
And I'll second the motion. Okay, motion by Councilmember Coop, seconded by the mayor, to deny the CB permit for Dynasty Alliance Grow. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Dutton,
Aye.
Councilmember Coops,
Aye.
Councilmember Morse,
Aye.
Mayor Pro Tem Sanchez,
Aye.
Mayor Santenaz.
Aye. All right, anything else, city manager?
Not from our end.
Will she be notified, call her on the phone, tell her the result of this vote?
Yes, and yes, she'll be made aware. But I do have one more slide, just
Okay.
a super brief overview.
Give her Sonny's
Well, that
phone
might
number.
change their vote.
Here's what we're looking at. Assuming that Dynasty Alliance, this is assuming that Dynasty Alliance would be approved, but the annual fees that we would collect, subtracting Dynasty Alliance now would be approximately $270 for the year.
Okay.
265 maybe.
Another little thing she needs to pay, add that to the list, Ray.
Well, she's probably trying to renew on her tax money.
But that concludes our
she's gonna-
presentation.
but the money she hasn't paid us, she'll renew, huh? Yeah.
All right, anything else, Mr. Lee?
That concludes our presentation. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Any comments from the council? All right, this meeting is adjourned at 10:58.